Welcome to the new episode of DHS Demo Version 2 video series. In today's episode, actually, we are going to talk about the laboratory module. So, like any other module that we have conducted so far in the previous video episode, laboratory module is also accessible the way we normally access any other module. So if you do have more than one laboratory unit in your hospital, you will get the list, the unit listed under the laboratory module. So for this very demo version, we just put a single unit called a central laboratory unit. So I will just go ahead and click on the laboratory so that we can see what is available there. So in the laboratory dashboard, as you can see, we have the name of the module I'm working with, the laboratory, and then the unit I'm working in is central unit. And I have about 3 actions menu, which is request, review, and blood requests. So I will going to see, we are going to take the menu one after the other. And the first thing in the list actually is request. Keep in mind, before you start attending requests in laboratory, you need to have some targeted list, your essential list, the list of laboratory services you are to attend. And keep in mind that each and every laboratory investigations come with maybe probably unique documentation template. So I think what we are going to do is to see how can we get to that very list, and then after that, how can we going to define registrations, the documentation template for each and every investigations there, so that when we are doing documentation, then the system will automatically come up with a right template for us to make our documentations easily. So in order to get access to the number of laboratory services registered by the system administrator, we are to go to either services, or we can also go to the template. So when we click on template, actually the system will take us to all the list of registered laboratory services. So as you can see, we have something like VCB, WBC total, FBC, MP, things like that. So let's see, for instance, this FBC. So I believe the FBC has a unique way of documenting the result, maybe as compared to malaria parasite, which is MP, that normally maybe comes as either plus or +1 +2 +3 things like that. So let me see. Let's say, for instance, this FBC has no template built, but let's check and confirm whether we have some template. Yes, as you can see, there are already a registered template for these investigations. So all of these items in this table from 1 to 12, actually they are the parameters under FBC. So when you are documenting FBC as a lab scientist, then the system will ask you this information, and you are to peel the most relevant ones only. So let's say, for instance, there is another parameter that they have not registered, maybe the number 13 parameter. Let's say the name of the parameter is XYZ. That's the name of the parameter. So if this parameter has a normal range, I have to indicate the normal range in form of this, maybe 1 2 3 2, maybe 2 3 4, something like this. But the format is supposed to be in this form, and maybe has a standard, international standard unit. So all you need to do is to specify the unit, whether in centimeter, percentage, millimeter, whatever. You need to indicate the percentage. If it doesn't have, you can skip it. Let's say it comes in, let's say, percentage. So all I need to do is to click on add. So as you can see, the number 13, the parameters now right now they are about 13, and then the one that I just enter, as you can see, is at the number 1 position. Okay, so what of this arrangement may not payable, or is not going to be a kind of arrangement you are in need for? maybe probably that berry XYZ is supposed to be number 5, or maybe like we have LYMP percentage maybe supposed to be number 1, things like that. So if you are in situations that you want to rearrange this list based on the custom settings, that is not in descending order, not in ascending order, maybe a kind of settings that you want that is not in either of the two, that is descending or ascending. So all you need to do is to come to these sections and click on edit. So when you click on edit, the system will allow you to use this sorting column to give each and every item a rank, and that very rank determine the positions of that very parameter that will appear among the list. Let's say for instance I put this one as 6, so actually this item will going to take position number 6, but you see it will automatically it has automatically dropped down. The reason why it comes down is because of all the remaining items were not ranked, so has a blank rank actually. So anything with the blank rank, the system will position it, it will consider it as a 0 position. So 0 position is like the first position. So let me just go and maybe put someone at the position, some item at positions maybe 5. So as I'm doing it, let me take this one to be in a position, let's say 2, 3. So as I'm doing it, you see the thing started rearranging itself. So as I finish, actually the system will automatically sort this, will consider this sorting, and it will arrange them in ascending order. The highest number last, the second most highest, second the last, down to the most lowest number in the first position. So that's how the system will make the arrangements. If you are okay, maybe you want to attend to other template, then you can click on back. So, and keep in mind, designing of the template, you can only do it once, except maybe if there is any adjustment or review, then you can come back and readjust the template. Otherwise, it's enough for everybody in the lab to be able to use that very template. So that is all about template designing. The next thing is bounded. When you see bounded, actually the bounded is where you are going to attend to any request sent by the doctor, or maybe the front desk, or any other point that normally sends laboratory investigations request. So that's how it is. As you can see in our dashboard right now, we have 2 pending requests, and both of the 2 requests actually are for the same patients. We have the FBC and then the urinalysis, and the locations where the request come from is GOPD2, and the requested by this person, Ipsonka, and date and time, the status. So far the request is being billed, but the patient has not been paid. So even if you are trying to start responding to this request, actually you will not be able to do anything because patient has not paid. So let me just quickly work as a finance officer and clear this bill so that we can be able to continue with what we supposed to do as a lab scientist. So let me check on the bill. I think there are a lot of bill for this patient. Let me just clear it all. So I think I have cleared the bill. Let me go back to the laboratory and check if the bill is actually cleared. So I will go to the request bounded. Under bounded, I will check if the status changed. So as you can see, the status is still not changed. Maybe I have not selected those bills. Let me just go back to the partners and check to confirm if those bills are actually cleared or not. To me, I think there are no pending bills till now. There are no pending bills, but let me just send another request for me to be able to attend to it. Maybe I will just ignore those one. Let me put the patient ID. Let me put the FBC as the descriptions of service the patient need for. Okay, I think there is one problem. Before this very episode, actually I just asked the services, but I have not allow it. I mean, I did not apply it to the system so that it will take effect everywhere. So that's why the system is not clearing the bill. So let me reinitialize it so that it will be everywhere. And also so let me regenerate the request again. I think the patient number is 1300 and PCB. Let me use the FBC. So for the FBC, I'll click on that. And after that, I'll click on submit. So please, this is not part of the laboratory. Actually, I'm trying to create a request so that we can attend to. So let me go back to the partners and clear this bills. Okay, let me go to the lab and check if we have additional requests. So let me go to request bounded and check if we have any additional requests. Yes, we have one additional request. That is the first one in the list because the system is sorting it most recent first, the oldest one down. So, and as you can see, the first one, the status is being changed to paid, so which means we can be able to attend to this request. So when you click on it, you will have this table pop up. We have the serial number, CID, investigation, sample, amount, status. That is talking about the status of payment or the state where this request stop at. So under the action column, we have sample number and displacement. So you in the specimen fields, you can specify the kind of sample you have collected, and then you can use the last digit, last 5 digits of the sample number to label the container, in case maybe if you are labeling the container or if you have the facility to do that. So you can do that way. Let's say for instance this ABC, the sample I have collected from the patient is blood, so I will put blood and click on update. So if my job actually is to collect the sample and register it, so as far as this system is concerned, I have done my my part. The next thing is the first thing that will do the investigations and documentation. So once everything is ready, I will click on the run. Then the system will allow me to start documenting my investigations. So for instance, any investigations that we have built template for it, if I want to check on the template, I will click on this result sheet. It will give me that very template. So as you can see, I have the template with me, and the system I will have a results column so that I can be able to enter what I have observed or what I have on ground as the result from the investigations. So let's say the first one, maybe I have something like 400, and then the second one I have something like, let's say, 45. The third one, maybe I have something like 1, things like that. So I can only fill the available or applicable ones, and remember, you have to click on save. So after clicking on save, you're supposed to get this acknowledgement that saved successfully. And if you can see, the first item I have added for the number 2 parameter, I have 400, and then the color changed black to red. Also number 4, the same thing. Why? Because actually the result I have imputed is outside the normal range, so the system will automatically plug it red for you to be able to visualize the issue using color code rather than just using the normal range reference. So that's for the result sheet. And keep in mind, any medical microbiology related investigation, you don't need to build a template for that. All you need to do is to select from this list, from this available template. In case if you want to use culture, you can click on culture. It will allow you to use this space and enter your culture. Or maybe you want to use sensitivity, you can use this, and maybe you can be specifying the name of the drugs, like maybe P clocks, maybe sensitive resistance or whatever, and you can click on add. You can repeat the process by adding more antibiotic and their corresponding sensitivity status. Or if you have any issue with this, maybe there are some wrong entry, you can click on the corresponding trash box and maybe re-enter the correct one. So the same thing, if you want to write some microscopy, you can have this field and write your microscopy. And keep in mind, anything you see this save button, you need to click if you make any changes, otherwise the system will not save your entry. And also you have my microscopy. If you want to write your microscopy, you can use this element and put maybe your microscopy entries. So maybe things like that, maybe plus add. If you have anyone, you can repeat these steps and be adding it. So that's how the things work. And also some of the investigations require summary, so if you have summary, you can go to this and write your summary and click on save. So if you are truly done, you don't have anything to add or to remove, so all you need to do is to click on submit. So once you click on submit, if your job is to only make documentation, so from that very point you are on input ends, then the next thing actually is for the maybe senior scientist or consultant, if there is any requirement for reviewing the investigation. So on their own case, actually they are going to use the review menu. In the review menu, they are going to use pending review. They will see all of the investigation that are waiting for the review. So I can click on the action menu and click on the review. It will take me back to that very investigations or documentation template. So I can, whatever I can do there, I can also do it here. I can modify the input, I can add, I can remove, things like that. So if I am okay, I done with what that is supposed to be done, then I can come down here and click on complete. So once I click on complete, actually the system will go into tag this very investigation as a reviewed investigation, which means I cannot reverse it. So that's how the things works. So sometime and from this very point of view the doctor will also see the result. But sometime maybe you want to get access to the previous investigations that you have done, or you want to print it out, things like that. So all you need to do, you can either go to the request or review and click on the history. So it will take you to the history page, and in the history page the system will automatically filter all of the investigations that you have done today. But in case maybe you want to trace all this one, you have to use this date filter and filter the investigations you want to check. So, and if I want to print this, all I need to do is to click on this actions menu. So the system will give me this pop-up with the list of items requested in this very particular batch for this particular patient. If there are more than one item requested on this batch, the system will list the item for me to be able to check the one that I want to view or I want to print. So the reason why we have this, maybe in case we have 3 investigations, and because of the paper economy, you don't want to print the investigation in separate pages, but rather you want to print the investigations in a single pages, so you can check them and you will be able to merge them in a single sheet, and it will be printed out on that single paper. So I can click on print. So once I click on print, I will have something like this. As you can see, if I want to print, I can connect my printer and click on print like this. So you may end up having your results like this in case if there is any printing requirement. So, and basically that is all for a laboratory module. If you have any questions, observation, contributions, you can send us an email to info.ipsonka@gmail.com, or you can leave a comment under this video, or you can use our WhatsApp number to chat us. The WhatsApp number is attached to this very account. Thank you.